we are, but first things first, is it too early to have one?
Well, it's 5 o'clock somewhere, isn't it?
As I say, Saturday, 5 o'clock somewhere. Cheers, bud.
To the first episode of Jump Us a Goalpost.
Yeah, so let's explain briefly, Scott. We don't want to go on too much, but yeah, Jumpers for Goalpost. We sort of dabbled in the boxing media game, didn't we, Scott? We had a little go, did a few podcasts, had a little go there, had a run, enjoyed it. But we've always loved our football as well, and Scott, the amount of times that we just pick the phone up, we're on for ages, and we hour and a half sometimes just talking a load of bollocks about football. We just thought, do you know what, why not just check the camera in front of us and see what happens. So here we are, Jumpers for Goalpost. We're going to give it a little trial. Hopefully people will tune in, Scott. Hopefully people will enjoy it, and it's basically going to be similar. It's just going to be basically a podcast from the fans for the fans. So yeah, let's go, Scott. Let's have a little run with this, So first talking point, I think this week, I think we got to start with first things first, actually.
So he's a Liverpool fan, and I thought he's definitely going to turn up in a Liverpool top, because how often are you in Liverpool attire?
I am literally always, yeah.
So I thought I can't turn up to the first episode and not be representing, do you know what I mean? And lo and behold, he's turned up with a Liverpool top on. He's got a Liverpool hat on.
I've got my hat on, you can vaguely see it, but yeah, I have let the team down slightly, Scott, so fair play, full props to you. Turned up straight away, little finding a kitty, I think, for me moving forward. But I will be kitted out next week, I can assure you.
We'll take any little wins we can at the moment, but...
yeah, I'll say you definitely need the little wins you can get, can't you? Any little ones, 100% you do. But yeah, Scott, I thought we've got to start with really, and I think the main talking point from the past week has obviously been the Trent Alexander-Arnold situation. I'm going to start with this, Scott, because I got a lot of feelings on it, being a big Red and a big Scouse fan, as you can imagine. First things first, I just want to start by saying, obviously he's been superb for us, right? It's been great seeing his rise and him come through the academy system and get to where he is and, you know, turn into a serial winner. And also as well, he's been a unique fullback, because
I think he's changed the game a little bit.
He has, 100%, because let's be honest, he's done and he's doing things that we've never seen offensively, and I'm going to say offensively, from a fullback. You know, his vision, his range of passing, his output with assists continuously, and the way he can, you know, just change and affect games and make a difference offensively, I'm going to use that word, is quite clear to see. So I think he has changed the game from a fullback's point of view. But obviously the news has come out now. I personally will obviously come on to what you think in a minute, Scott, but I personally see like a bit of blame on both ends. Maybe a bit of blame from FSG, maybe a bit of negligence. I think you've got to use that word negligence, because let's be honest, we're talking about not just Trent, we're talking about Van Dijk and Salah, we're talking about two of the best players in the world. You could possibly throw Trent into the mix, but sticking with Van Dijk and Salah.
Well, you'd have to throw Trent into the mix, because you don't go to Real Madrid if you're not really good.
No, exactly.
Where else do you go apart from Liverpool?
Yeah, exactly.
Real Madrid.
He's got to be thrown
in. That's about it. Barcelona. Real Madrid. Everyone goes to Real Madrid, don't they?
Yeah. So we're talking about three players in their positions who are right up there with the best in the world, you know, and Van Dijk and Salah haven't started to peak either, by the way. They've got at least another year and a half, 2 years, I would say, still playing at this optimum level, and they're still making that difference. And somehow, as a club, we have let it get to a summer where we could be having the biggest party we've seen for a long time in a few weeks, matter of weeks' time, if we win the league. And then we could be going where we go and win the league, and then we lose three of our best players, and arguably be weaker next season after winning the league. And it just seems like negligence.
So is Salah and Van Dijk out of contract in summer?
Yeah. All three.
So the club, you know, they'd have Trent, Van Dijk and Salah all coming to the end of a contract.
Yeah. So
and they've not thought about. Have they asked them about renewing contracts? Though I mean, I know it's not come out, but do you think they would have, or are these three players gone? Oh yeah, we're just not going to sign a contract.
But this is the thing. I mean, obviously, unless you're dealing with it, unless you are FSG, unless you are, you know, Richard Hughes, Mike Edwards, the people who are obviously involved in the negotiations with Liverpool Football Club, unless you are those people, you don't know the ins and outs. You can only speculate. I'd like to think that the club has done everything they possibly could.
Or to sign a contract.
To keep three of our greatest players ever. Definitely two. Salah and Van Dijk are definitely up there with our greatest ever players, without a shadow of a doubt. And I'd like to think that the club has done everything they possibly can. I still personally think in a positive perspective, I think that Van Dijk and Salah will still sign. I think they will.
The reason why I think they will sign is because I can't see where else they go.
Yeah.
Where else who needs Van Dijk? And I'm not. If they were both 28, 29, 30, then you'd be thinking, oh, they need to sign these contracts here because there's still 4 or 5 years even left. Like Salah and Van Dijk, they got, like you said, they got 100% gone to the season in them both, and then
I'll have any top level.
2, you're pushing 2. Who's gonna where they're gonna go from Liverpool?
Well, the only thing that was started was when the Saudi train started. There was, you had these big money clubs obviously were signing left, right and centre, a bit like we saw with China a few years ago, wasn't it, where, and Russia had it at one point.
But then I don't think Van Dijk and Salah have won enough at Liverpool. If they'd won five Premier Leagues and 4 FA Cups and 3 Champions Leagues and blah, 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 then you could think, I can see them going to Saudi now. They've completed it, haven't they? They've not completed, they've won the league.
I think it's still the ambition, like you said, the ambition of both players is still very, very much to be competing and winning the best things you can win in football, your Champions Leagues, your Premier Leagues. They're still at that level as well, where they can make an impact, they make a difference towards winning those things. And I think that's the big thing. I don't see, to me, I look at Saudi and I think like it's basically a payout at the end of your career, isn't it? You go there when you're done, you can go there when you're done, have a big payout, your latter years, your retirement if you like. And for me, they've still got at least another year and a half, 2 years. Like if you offer those to a 2-year contract, I generally believe that they can still have an impact and make a difference on our team moving forward.
But then I suppose they spoke to Liverpool and said, look, we're not going anywhere. But then why would they not sign a contract? Do you know what I mean? If they got Liverpool and say, yeah, my contract's running out, don't worry though, we're going to stay. But then I suppose Liverpool know that contract is running out, and they know that Liverpool know that contract is running out. So does that give them a stronger position to sign a new contract?
I think what we got to remember as well is, Scott, nobody knew what was going to happen after Klopp went as well. That was the thing.
That's the biggest thing.
Maybe they were waiting to see.
This year,
we don't know. Nobody would have thought Slots would have come in and done what he's done.
Because if you ended up being 6th or 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, then they'd be like, oh, we're just going to go now. We'll go to PSG now.
The reason's there to go, isn't it?
We'll go to Dortmund or Bayern Munich or somewhere now that, we can end up a career there. But, I can't see it. I can't. Who does Van Dijk? Do like Real Madrid need Van Dijk? No. Do Bayern need Van Dijk? But then to me, going to Bayern is a step down from where Liverpool are now anyway.
Yeah.
So that's where's the step up from Liverpool?
Yeah, that's what I can't.
What's better than Liverpool at the moment?
That's
Real
why I
Madrid.
can't see. Yeah, that's why I can't see, Scott. I can't see it aside from Real Madrid, because you said they seem to just do this thing where they just Champions League after Champions League, they keep winning it. Even when you don't fancy them, you think, oh, they're not going to win this. They still just manage, turn it on when they need to. They get to them knockout stages, they turn it on again, they win it year in, year out, it seems. So apart from Real Madrid, as you said, is anywhere else? And I don't even think, I'm not saying Real Madrid is a step up to us, I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying that,
it's not a step up though, but they're going to be
they're going to be winning,
they're going to be winning the league, or they're going to be second.
Yeah.
Now, for the last 15 years, Liverpool, I've had that little stint where they've been first, but it's not been like consistent. Like Real Madrid, in the next 50 years, they'll most probably win 25, 30 in the out of 50, and then be second or third for the other ones.
Yeah.
That's definitely going to happen. Don't know with the Premier League. Don't, yeah. No. Look where we are, flipping it. We win the league year on year. Now we're lucky to be in top table now. Top half of the table, and we've been 3rd, we've been 7th, we've been pretty.
I can't wait for the podcast we talk about Man United.
We haven't got enough time.
I noticed you didn't jump at the chance to talk about Man United today, Scott, when we were going through topics. You didn't jump at the chance, but there we are. We'll save that for another day. I do think, I honestly think the Van Dijk and Salah will sign. I think they will. I think it's part of this thing where, as I said, we were waiting to see what happened when Slot came in, see where the club was going moving forward. Was the ambition still going to be there? Were we still going to be as successful moving forward as what we'd been under Klopp, which was obviously going to be a tough act to follow. Nobody thought Slot was going to come in and do what he's done in his first season. It's been absolutely outstanding.
No,
I think.
But he's been. But I'm just going to counter that. I don't think anybody thought the drop off of City.
No, it has.
They've had, when you think about it, they've had the drop off of City. I don't think Arsenal, anywhere near what they were last year. can't think of anybody else. That's it. Who else is going to win the league? Villa, no. We've been awful for I don't think we were great in 10 Hag's first season. All right, but again, in the 10 Hag's first season, we had a drop off of Liverpool in that mind. And that wasn't great. So yeah, I think Slott's been great, and I also think he's been lucky. But you need to have luck. Fergie was lucky. When you think about Liverpool this year, they play Newcastle at home. Isaac's injured. He's out. He's been unbelievable all season. And it's happened, I don't know. I got too many Arsenal fans in my group chat. See, there's a bit of conspiracy theories going on about, Liverpool being lucky. But like I say, you've got to have luck to win the league.
But it's also as well, Scott. I think the pressure of stepping into the shoes, though, is, and that's where you've got to give you credit. He's come in.
I think you've got to give the players credit, because the biggest reason why United failed under Moyes is because those players just no respect him.
Yeah.
And I think Slot has come in.
He's not been done anything
brilliant.
But he come in with an aura as well, and a confidence, which I liked straight away. It wasn't an arrogance, it was an aura. I'm going to call it an aura, and it was a confidence where, as if to say, right, do you know what? And he's still, talked positively about Jurgen and what he's done, and he's made no bones about that. And it's very much still a Jurgen Klopp team. Obviously we might see changes now throughout the summer.
That 11 started. We'd walk in there and you'd go, Alisson's going to be in goals. You're going
to still a Jurgen. Exactly. It's still that 11. It's still the bones left, isn't it? It's still the bones left from Jurgen Klopp.
It's like on a championship manager, and it just is automatically picked 11. You just start playing it basically. Obviously, that's playing it down. There's way more nuances to being a manager, but yeah, I think he's been great.
Yeah,
and I think they played well. I think they But
I just hope we see it out now, Scott. I mean, 12.
Don't be daft.
We've got. I know we got. I know, but it's still like.
How many games have we lost all season? One.
Yeah, I know.
You've got to lose You've got to lose 5 games, but within that 5 games, you've got to hope those teams underneath they win 5 games. I don't think those teams are going to.
That's a big thing
for
me.
Games.
Is I generally think we can win the next 5. I know the fixtures for we've got next 5.
You're talking we got the next 5 games.
We got Everton in a derby day next week. Obviously next Wednesday. You got obviously your West Ham game. They're all winnable games. There's Leicester and there's Spurs and there's Chelsea in those next 5. They're all winnable games. All games we should be winning, especially based on the way the season has gone. But it's going to be interesting to see now from our perspective. This has been the first time in a season and the first time in a long time where we've lost 2 back-to-back games where we've got to just not pick ourselves up, because we're obviously still top of the league. We're 12 points clear. It was a great position to be in. But I'm just saying that there's been that little bit of something we're not used to and we haven't had for a while, where straight away now, it's the best game to go and have mind going back into it is after this break. We've had the international break as well.
What have we got next?
The players, we got the derby next week, next Wednesday, Everton and Anfield. So it's the best game to have, considering the way the derby went as well at Goodison, where they scored that late equaliser, and obviously we saw the celebrations and what was made of that. So it's the best game to have, I think, coming off the 2 back-to-back losses and obviously, losing in a cup final and what have you, going out to Champions League.
Terrible.
yeah, I know you're going to say that, Scott. But yeah, so it's the best game to go into. So I'm fully confident. But yeah, just want to say on Trent, Scott, as well.
Yeah, let's go back to Trent.
Let's get back to Trent, because we've gone off on one a bit, Scott.
We always do.
That's
what phone calls are like.
This is what the phone calls are like, yeah. So we do go off on tangents. But with Trent as well, I do feel a bit like, because we've mentioned FSG, but let's talk about Trent's side. I do think he looks like, from the outside looking in, he's gone about it in a bit of a dodgy way as well.
For me, what I wouldn't like if I was a Liverpool fan is being on the boil of it. We knew, everyone knew it was happening. Yeah. You knew it was happening,
We was kept secret in football.
Yeah, he was angling for it, and they asked him a question, and I think Carragher was talking about it on the overlap, and they said like, England to win the World Cup, Liverpool to win the league,
Ballon d'Or,
and he said he picked the Ballon d'Or, which is a, and I like that. That's, you've got to be an individual, haven't you? As an individual, well, it's not an individual sport, but you've got to, in order to be the best, you've got to be ruthless, haven't you?
Can I jump in there though? Even if that's his mindset, okay, and he thinks he's going there now, not only to win the Ballon d'Or, but that's an objective of his, right? That's an aim of his. Answer me a question then. Is he realistically, in the position he's in now as a fullback, okay, is he going to win it over Vinicius? Is he going to win it over Mbappe? Is he going to win it over Bellingham? Is he going to win it over Yamal for Barcelona? Is he?
Salah.
Do you know what I'm talking about out there now? Or those, even those players in and around him, I'm talking about out in Spain now. He's gone out there.
Right,
do you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm just talking Real Madrid. I'm just talking about Real Madrid and Barcelona alone now. I've just named you 4 or 5 players that, for me, are more than likely to win the Ballon d'Or over Trent. So, you know, he's got a job on to do. I like you said, I get the point that, you know, everybody's got to have their own personal goals, personal ambitions, you know, and the sky is the limit, the best way to aim. I get that. But realistically, is that the actual reason, Scott? Does he generally believe he's going to go and win the Ballon d'Or, Real Madrid?
I think if he, and the reason why I think why I think he's a more of a chance of doing it at Real Madrid is because what does Trent get picked up on all the time? What does he get picked up on?
His defensive issues.
Yeah. Is he going to have that on Real Madrid? When he plays Barcelona
or
Atletico Madrid, or in the Champions League, in the knockout stages, or Euro.
He's going to have more freedom, isn't he? He's going to have,
he's going to have unbelievable freedom. You know, I'm not going to say teams in the league will roll over, but there is that respect, isn't it? That Real and Barca have. Back in the day when Liverpool Man United would play teams, they'd win before they even walk on the pitch. That doesn't happen in the Premier League anymore now, because anybody can beat anybody. It's still, for me, La Liga is still like that out there for him. I really think if he goes out there and he gets like assist after assist and he's pinging his balls and we're at top, all right, if somebody runs past him maybe once in a while and, you know, they're winning, I think they'd be more forgiving if he's this unbelievable, you know, passer of a ball and assisting here and there.
I slightly disagree, Scott, because I've seen how Real Madrid fans can be. And I'm going to refer back to Gareth Bale.
Yeah.
I've seen Gareth Bale being booed by Real Madrid fans, right? And have you seen how many trophies he won at that club? Yeah. Have you seen his goals and assist record at that club?
My favourite was that overhead kick. That overhead kick was my favourite.
Oh, can we leave it out now? Let's
think about it now. He scored an overhead kick. He scored most probably one of, if not the best overhead kicks in football in the Champions League final. And they still got it back.
Try being a Liverpool fan, fucking watching it and saying it. No, I'm not saying that.
No.
But no, I know what you're saying. But yeah, as I was saying, Scott, you know, I sort of disagree with what you're saying, though, because I think if Trent, let me refer back to the game against you, right, where Van Dijk lost his shit with him because he was strolling back after letting him go past him.
Was it Martinez or was it Darlow Martinez?
Darlow.
It was that Martinez goal.
Yeah, I think it was Darlow, I think it was. But the point is, you play a Man United, no matter where you are and where you've dropped off, it's still that rivalry there, it's still a massive, massive game. And to be walking almost, or slow jogging back, you know, Van Dijk lost his shit with him, and quite rightly so. The crowd, the fans in the stadium lost his shit with him, because it's just not good enough. And I'm just saying to you that if he does that against a Barcelona, does that against an Atletico Madrid, they're not going to give him a pass on you, Scott. So, you know, he's still going to be up against it out there in terms of his defensive issues, I think. And he's not going to be able to get away with doing things like that, like he wasn't able to in those types of games here. But I know what you're saying about he is going to have more freedom. I think he's going to have more time on the ball, I think, which is quite dangerous, because if he's got all that time, if he's got more time on the ball, he's already unreal with his vision and the way he plays the ball and his quarterback, like, isn't it? You know, the relentless passing he's got is ridiculous.
Goals, free kicks,
and the assists, corners. You know, the assists start every year.
Barcelona with that quick little cheeky corner.
Yeah, you know, so if he's got more time on the ball, that's going to suit him even more. But I'm just saying, those defensive issues, I think, could possibly still be there in those bigger games. And I'm just saying, I don't think Real Madrid fans are going to give him an easy ride if that's the case.
Is the bitterness, I don't know if bitterness is the right word, I suppose it is, people are you know, Liverpool fans are bitter towards him. Is it because he's a Liverpudlian, he's from the system? You know, think about it now, if the next Champions League you win now, if you win the next Champions, you go second, Real Madrid are first at 13 or whatever they got, and you're on joint then with, I think, one more than AC Milan on 7. Yeah. You're gonna equal our league titles this year now. You win whoever wins the next Premier League, and Man United, Liverpool. Arguably, then you can't even you could argue now, but arguably then the more successful English team in English football, because you'll have the most Premier League titles. You've got them. You would be second on the list of them. If I was from being a Man United fan, if I was from Manchester and I was playing for Man United, that's the dream, isn't it?
But this is it, Scott.
You're knocking them off the perch. Yeah, we are the most successful team. We had second on the Champions League list. We got more like league titles than Liverpool. I'd be like, We are the most. I am part of them. I've been one of the reasons why we've knocked them off the perch, and we are the most successful team in England. Of our biggest rivals, which we are. I don't care what anybody says. Man City, Everton, whatever. Man United, Liverpool, you're number one.
But this is it. This is where I think the anger and the frustration and the feeling let down is coming from, because he's a Scouser. He's a boyhood red. He's come up obviously through our system. Gerrard's his idol. He's vice captain of the club. Undoubtedly, in the next year and a half, 2 years, when Van Dijk either moves on or whatever, he would be then captain of Liverpool Football Club. Now, there's been interviews where he's said that's his dream, that's his honour, that's the biggest honour would have been for him to captain Liverpool Football Club, the team he's grown up idolising. Gerrard, he's idolised. He's following in them footsteps, being captain of Liverpool Football Club. And also as well, I think also a bit of the anger is coming from as well, that he's going on free, Scott.
That's to me, that's the worst
part. He is in today's market. He's a 120 million pound player, right? I honestly believe that in today's market.
I'm not saying
20. Was he 20? I don't know exact. 24 is he? So he's young. He's
You've
young,
got
right?
At least 8 years in.
Yeah. So he's in today's market, right? Whether you like it or not, whether you think, he's not worth that, right? In today's market, for what he gives you, he would go for 100 to 120 million, without a shadow of a doubt, right? So we could make that money on him. We could have had that. He could have, what he could have done, Scott, and I don't know what's happening in the negotiations. I don't know if he just point blank turned around and said, do you know what? I'm moving on. I've made my decision. I want to pastures new. I want a new challenge. I don't know if he said that. If he said that, us as a club, we can't do anything about it. Okay? What I'd like to think is that we've done everything we possibly could have, and could Trent have just said, because we've seen it happen in the past, right, I'll sign another year or two contract, but I want a release clause of this amount put in there, and then Real Madrid, if they come in and they pay, say it was a 100 million release clause, right? Real Madrid come in, right, 100 million, there we go. Trent gets what he wants, we get what we want as a club, we're getting money from it. Everyone's happy.
Do you know
that's
that?
What hurts. And he's going for nothing.
I only found this out. My father-in-law. I'm pretty sure this is true. Correct me if I'm wrong if it's not. I'm pretty sure that every single player now in this modern game get a 5% of the transfer fee. So if he went for 100 mil, he's getting like what, 5 mil just for even going. And giving Liverpool that funding. Like, look at Courtois. No one wanted, not Courtois, Coutinho to go. Nobody wanted him to go. But at least he went for like, what was it, 100 and what? 100 plus mil?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
And I think it's Scott, right? It's all swirls of rumours and whatever. Like you look on Twitter, I'm spending daily looking on Twitter.
Do you think Real Madrid would have bought him if he...
But this is what I'm coming on to, right? Is what's happened is, the rumours are, what we see and circulating on Twitter. And we've got to be careful because we don't want the book thrown at us now. We don't want legal proceedings thrown at us. We don't know anything about it. We just speculate. They're just making that clear. Yeah, allegedly via Twitter, we speculating, okay. What's been said is that apparently negotiations between himself or his team, his brother, his agent, whatever, and Real Madrid have been going on for more than a year. And what's the type of conversations have been said is, look, you do it on our terms. You want to play for us, we're going to do it on our... Don't sign that deal. Because don't forget, now your contract's run out. We can just have you for nothing. And it looks like, to me, as I said, I can only speculate, allegedly. But that is what has pissed us off big time. If he's gone about it that way, that is snaky behaviour for me, and that's poor. That is really poor from a boyhood Scouser, a boyhood Red, vice-captain of the club. That is poor.
But
that's the case.
Are we looking at this, though? And I think, are we looking at this from an older perspective of what loyalty used to be 20 years ago? Because for me now, I don't think it exists in football anymore. I think player power, the modern footballer, I don't know whether it exists. Name me somebody else who's like another Ryan Giggs or another Gerrard or another Scholes, or I can't think of anybody. I can't think of a player now playing for their boy.
But it comes down to the money and the business and the greed in football now, doesn't it?
Wouldn't do it. I can't.
Football's changed, though.
But the money is different to what the money was like 20 years ago.
Yeah.
You're not getting paid 400 grand a week.
No.
That's hard to turn that down. When you were on, even if you're on 150 grand a week.
But I don't even think it's about the money, Scott. That's what hurts as well. I don't think the incentive is money. Because by all accounts, again, I go with rumours.
Trying to promote.
Yeah, I'm going with rumours, or all I'm reading. But what I'm reading from, credible enough people, from what I read stuff when I look up Liverpool news, people are saying that he's been offered a mega package. He's been offered a mega package that is going to be right up there in terms of not just at our club, in terms of players who have played in the Premier League, what they are paid. He's been offered that from what I'm reading. Like I said, we can't confirm, we can only speculate. But if he's turned that down as well, it's just...
He's been offered a mega package at Liverpool.
That's what the rumours are saying. So it looks to me, as I said, nobody knows, but these are what I've seen circulating.
But you know what, though, at the same time you say that, and I even when we've talked about like when Ronaldo left, in 2009, if you don't want to play for the club, I just go then. Do you know what I mean? Offer him this mega. Why should clubs have to do that? Yeah, please play for us, Trent. Please.
Well, it shouldn't take doing that to a boy you'd read, should it? It shouldn't take doing that to a boy you'd read.
It shouldn't. I think it should happen anyway. You either want to.
But
if you want to play for the club,
so.
Here's a great package. Do you want to play? No, off we go then. Off we go.
But it's not even that thing, Scott. Like, we knew South American players, when they come in, it's always their dream, always their ambition to one day go on and play for Barcelona or Real Madrid. We knew with Suarez, we knew with Coutinho, these things were always likely to happen, okay? Always likely to. But we're talking about now a boy you had read, a Scouser, born and bred from Liverpool, who has been on the terraces watching the games himself with his family, grown up watching, idolising Gerrard, come right through. He's earned his way to vice captain of the club. He is a serial winner with the club, by the way, because of what he's won already in just a short space of time in his career. And he's moving on to Real Madrid, and I just can't see the logic of it. And that's not me being bitter because I'm a Liverpool fan. I'm pissed off about it. I am pissed off about it. But I just generally can't see the logic of it.
Is it because if it had happened, like when you look, because it's not the first time a boy had read has gone to Real Madrid, when you think of like McManaman and you think of Owen, do you think Trent is more snakier than what Owen and McManaman were? Because they were boyhood Liverpool.
For a start, I got different feelings on Owen because he put that top. So let's not get into Michael Owen because we could do 40 minutes alone now when I think on Michael Owen after he put a man I could talk
but when he said for Real Madrid, no one knew that was going to happen, did they?
No.
So is this, forget United, McManaman, Owen, Trent, would you put Trent as number one for
But Owen went for a fee. The club had a fee.
But is that...
We're not getting anything for Trent.
But is that what people are pissed off? I don't think that's what most people are pissed off about, though, is it?
It's both, Scott. It's the fact that what we just discussed about him being a Scouser, right? That, but also as well, that was there a way? And as he said, we haven't handled negotiations. We don't know anything about them. We don't know what's been said. But was there a way he could have put in, or the club could have agreed with him, some sort of release clause, so every party is happy? We get the money that we rightly should be getting for him because he is a player who could. And don't forget now, Scott. There's rumour. This is a big summer for Liverpool by all accounts. We're going to be selling a few players. We're going to be buying new players. Okay, Slot is going to be sort of putting his first stamp on the team, if you like. First big summer for him. He didn't do it last year. He wanted to have a look at things. This is the summer now where he's going to make his change. He's going to put his print on this team now, and he's going to do what he needs to do. So that money, if we had 100 or 120 million. We linked with Isaac for Newcastle.
Yeah, that's
it's just give that money straight over. If you got 120 million for Trent, Newcastle asked for 120 million for Isaac, which I should imagine they will. That money just goes straight over. Job done. And then you can still deal with the other business in the club because we are looking at signing at least 3 or 4 players this summer in different areas, different positions.
I just think it most probably wouldn't have happened 10, 15 years. I just think these modern footballers now see themselves as an individual brand themselves, and it's football's fault because I think there's so much money in football. These individual players are brands, and you've got they've got clothing ranges and sponsored by this, and I know Beckham is obviously the first trailblazer to do it, but I just think it just says everything about the modern footballer, and he's not going to be the last player to do it. He's really, really not.
And I will say this, Scott, and this is not me being bitter. I'd probably be called out as being bitter for saying it, but it's just my genuine thoughts and feelings on it. I've seen better come and go than Trent, though, and let's not make no bones about it. Liverpool Football Club will still go on. Liverpool Football Club will still be successful without him.
Conor Bradley's a really good right back.
Of course he is. He's ready-made. He's outstanding, Conor Bradley is, and he's there now. He's had a couple of injuries this year, which has been a little bit of a concern, but hopefully now, that position, rumours are he's going to sign a new long-term contract as well, which is great. We tie him down to that position. You're looking at, we've been linked to these Frimpong, from Bayer Leverkusen, so possibly Slot will bring in who he wants as well. But I think Bradley will be that starting
But it's not as
right
if you've
back.
been leaking goals either, mind. It's be like the defence is terrible, but you're getting out of jail because you're scoring 4 goals. It's not as if you need, you know, a desperate need for a right back here.
But that's the thing, Scott, like, and this is what I'm saying about I've seen better players come and go on Trent, and we'll be okay without them, and we will be successful without them, is because as good as his input is going forward and his offensive work, which we talked about, defensively he's very, very vulnerable as well, and we've seen a lot of issues there. So defensively, you could argue we could go and sign someone who could be better defensively than Trent.
You know, it's be worse, yeah.
No, exactly. So you are going to. But obviously, the part you're going to miss
is passing and his
so you're probably, you know, Slot is probably going to have to look at things, and maybe he's going to have to change maybe a little bit of the way we play in terms of what we used to do, you know, give the ball to Trent.
Has he been injured much this year? Has he missed any games?
No, not loads off the top of my head. Obviously, he's out now. He's injured now. I don't think he'll. Injured. That's exactly. He won't put a red shirt on again.
Don't you think?
I don't think so. Not now. I don't think with all this either. I mean, I don't know how severe that injury is, but I think conveniently it will be severe.
He was going around the same time last year, mind. But people...
Scott, this is bad, but I mean, just look on social media. Look what people are saying about how people's feelings towards him. And don't forget now, Scott, we're going to go, touch wood, we're going to go and win the league title. Okay, we're 12 points here, we're going to go and get the job done, we're going to go and win the league title. We match you, by the way, 20, right? Just saying, Scott. What's the feeling going to be like if he's on that bus parading through the city when we win the title?
You don't even think even what he's done, he doesn't deserve to be, you don't think he deserves to be on it?
I'm not saying that. It's a difficult conversation because yes, he does, because
of what he's offered over the years. What he's
off. You can't have a short-term memory. You've got to try and extend your memory to a longer term. You've got to look at what he's done for the club.
Because in 20 years' time, we look back when
he's been a major part of that.
And then you'll be like, oh, actually,
yeah, he's been a major part of that success, isn't he? Let's not kid ourselves. So does he deserve to be? Of course, he deserves to be on that bus. He's had input this season.
But
what I'm saying is, it's the bad feeling.
Innit?
How are players going to be feeling on the bus with him?
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying, Scott? And it's going to be difficult. I'm going up, right? I'm going up for the parade. And what I'll be in the city.
Parade's happening.
I touched one, Scott. I'm going to touch it again. I'm going up, right? If the parade happens, if we win the league title,
please drop off and lose 10
This is going to be one of the greatest memes ever. This is, now, isn't it? With my bottle of Stella.
Can you imagine?
But no, I can't imagine. So let's not.
There'll be bus photos with them painted on.
Yeah, let's not. No, if it happens, right? / when it happens, I'll be up there and I'll be in the city, and I'm just thinking, like, it's going to be mad just seeing him on that bus.
But you've got to eat. The club is always bigger than a player, innit? You've got.
Well, that's what I've said. Liverpool Football Club will always go on.
Does he deserve that amount of attention?
No player is bigger than the club.
He doesn't deserve that amount of negative attention when you've got a bloody team who's just won the league for the second.
And I think that would be the best way to deal with it. Is just let it happen, but don't give him. I don't want to see now cameras and videos all on Trent, But it will. No, but it will be. But
same as Marcus Rashford using the bench for us. It was like, yeah, we're losing 3-0, but then all they want to concern about is Marcus Rashford, with fans more concerned with the fact.
That's the best way to do it. Is not give it the attention he wants. You know, it's going to be an incredible celebration for us, incredible celebration for the city, and you know, let's not that.
Do you think the timing is? Could he not have done this? Why is it happening now? Why is he signed? Why couldn't it have waited till?
But as I said, I think this comes back to what I said earlier in the pod, where maybe. He was very close with Klopp. Klopp gave him his debut. He seemed to have a very close-knit relationship. Klopp made him vice-captain. There's that video of him putting his arm around him, pulling him in, doing a training session, making him vice-captain, you know. He was very close with him. So I sort of wonder, at first, was it at first he was just waiting to see how it was going to be? And maybe this is what Van Dijk and Salah have done as well. See how Slot was going to come in, what was going to happen, what were the ambitions going to be, how was success going to be moving forward. Maybe it was part of that at first, but also as well, from Trent's point of view, the bit that separates him from Van Dijk and Salah in terms of this not having a contract in the summer situation, for me is, it looks like he's been negotiating with Real Madrid for a long time behind our back, and that's snaky, that's quite poor. I honestly believe that. I mean, he's got his rights because, as we know, when you're out of contract in January, you can start talking to overseas clubs. So if he started doing that in January, if he's within his rights to do it, because we haven't offered him that contract. Or maybe we did, we don't know. But he might have turned down the contract. So from January onwards, he was within his rights to do it. But I think it's been happening longer than that.
I think if he had turned down a contract, I think we'd know, people would know about it. It'd be out there.
Yeah.
We know everything done in these days. Teams getting leaked.
Teams are leaked like an hour before kick-off.
There's no one worse than United for that, but do you know what I mean?
That's part of the downfall, Scott, is it? Is that what we're doing now? There we are, that's the issue, that's the problem.
People leaking the team. Nothing to do with them on the pitch. But like, I think we'd know if it was if a contract was offered.
We should have another bot now.
I know.
It's a shame.
I think they must have offered, they would have offered him a contract. Well, I don't understand why they wouldn't have, even if they knew he was going to be look, So I think we would, I just don't understand why he's done it now. I don't understand why he's come out now. All right, yeah, you can talk in January. Would it not have been better to say in January then? I just find it a bit weird how we've got like, it's March, well, almost April, well, March when obviously when it happened. We've got like X amount of, why couldn't he have just done it, end of the season, he won the league, do the thing, all right, now he's off to...
But there was something said yesterday across social media, I think it was from Melissa Reddy, put it out yesterday, she works for Sky, she's been involved with us years ago, she works for Sky now, and she put out yesterday that apparently Trent and both Liverpool Football Club and Real Madrid are quite shocked that all this has come out and they are trying to downplay it now publicly.
It's not...
They try to downplay it publicly now and say that like these leaks, they don't know how this has come out and where it's come.
It's not actually...
The club haven't confirmed anything. Liverpool Football Club haven't put an official statement out. Real Madrid haven't put an official statement.
What about...
It's literally... You are
Fabrizio Romano.
Yeah, your top journalists. You're credible. There are credible ones saying it.
Right.
So there's got to be legs.
I thought it'd come out. There's
there's been no official announcement from Liverpool Football Club or Real Madrid. Nothing that I have
Trent
seen.
Said about it then? Has he been?
Nothing from Trent, either via his social media or through his team. Nothing at all. And this is why Melissa Reddy have said yesterday.
The issue is then,
but I think this is part of now trying to out a bit of the fire as well, though. We know it's happening, Scott. Let's not kid ourselves now. I hope they're not trying to say now, this isn't happening. It is happening, but I think what they're trying to do now, they've seen the reaction throughout the last couple of days since this news was broke, and I think, bearing in mind everything we just said about obviously being in a title race, potential parade in the summer and what have you, and him being part of it all, I think they're trying to just defuse it slightly and just out a little bit of the fire. I think that's why that was put out yesterday. I think it was Melissa Reddy. I saw put it up on social media. And
another thing, why this wouldn't have happened 15 years ago is because it wouldn't have been social media. There wouldn't have been any of this Fabrizio Romano and all these people talking about it. It would have been speculation in the papers.
Yeah,
and it's easy to just go there as a player, that's speculation. It's like what Ronaldo had when they were asking him. We would literally pick in the change rooms. They were like, after the game, they were asking him, we see what happens in the summer. Everyone knew he was going to Real Madrid, but he still said, we see what happens. If that would have happened now, he would have been, here we go, Ronaldo.
That's the thing. It's a good point,
so
Scott. It's a good point.
Then is that Trent's fault?
Because let's be honest, I know I've said now, and you know my feelings on Trent, I've made that quite clear. I'm pissed off about it, but as you said, I think what you've highlighted there is a good point, because it's just the fact that social media is as it is now and everything is out there, because Trent probably isn't the first player to go behind the club's back and start negotiating with another club.
Most probably done
Every player's, but it's just out there now more because of the times we live in, because of the social media, because of people leaking things left, right and centre.
When you think, right, in that Moyes, I couldn't believe it happened in that Moyes year. You had Rio Ferdinand, Vidic and Evra at the back for United. They all went early, but then, what was it, 2013? Different 12 years ago. Do you know what I mean? We sort of, Vidic is signed for Inter Milan, and Evra's off to Juventus. But it wasn't like Evra in a Juve top, and here we go, leaving United and blah, blah, blah. Do you know what I mean? I do feel a little bit sorry for Trent in that respect, is because he's a victim of 2025 social media, and every player is going to be the same now. Do you know what I mean? Even if he stays, which he's obviously not going to, but it's not. I thought it was, deal done, signed, out there. Everyone knows about it. I didn't realise it wasn't formalised.
Yeah, no, nothing is officially sort of out there and formalised. Whether it is behind closed doors, more than likely. Or there or thereabouts, but nothing, as I said, no statement from Liverpool Football Club, no statement from Real Madrid or Trent and his team publicly and officially.
But from obviously a devil's advocate point of view, it is poor on the club. Even 2 years ago, because he signed a 4-year contract, mind, he didn't Alisson signed a 5, I think somebody else signed a 6, somebody else signed a 5. He signed a 4. I find that a bit weird.
That's why
signing a contract 4 years ago when you're 22 years of age.
Yeah.
That's a bit... Why is he not signing a 5 or a 6? Do you know what I mean?
Were things mentioned then? I don't know. Were things mentioned then? You know, we don't know. We can only speculate on it, as I said. You know, maybe things were mentioned then. Maybe that was part of the process.
Maybe Liverpool, maybe back 4 years ago. I don't know what he was like 4 years ago. Maybe he wasn't... Maybe this, you know...
Oh, he's undoubtedly gone from there to there.
Yeah, maybe that's why. Maybe they didn't want to offer him as 5 or 6. Maybe possibly. They thought, we've got this kid now, he might plummet off the face of the earth by year now. We've got to pay him all this money now for the next 6 years. You know, then we'd be looking back and then going, that's bad business by Liverpool.
It would make
giving
sense.
Giving this 22-year-old a 6-year deal when they didn't know.
It would make sense.
That's a bit stupid, that is. You know
FSG are very much like that with their money as well. We are still very much, 9 times out of 10, a sell to buy club, literally. The proof is there. Like, if we're going to sign in the summer now, that's why I was talking about how this money could have made a difference in terms of signings in the summer. If we're going to sign players in the summer now, I genuinely believe that you will see 2 or 3 of our players sold first, and then the signings will happen. Because that's the way FSG...
will go?
Let's come on to transfers and score. I don't know, are we looking on time score, is it? 40 we're on.
Couple of minutes by
a couple of... Go on, we spent 5 on this. Summer's ins and outs then.
Who's going out first? You say
definite is going to be, I think Nunes will go. I think Joe Gomez will go, because he looked like he was going to go in January, to be honest with you, and then we kept him. I like Gomez, he's very versatile, but
good sub.
Yeah, he's very he's good sub. No, he's not, but he's versatile. You can play him anywhere really in that back line. Keller will go, I think, which is a shame because I really like Keller, and I just wish he would have held on a little bit longer and thought, do you know what?
How long's Alisson?
When Alisson goes, I think it's 2 years.
Because there's not much of a downgrade when Alisson's not playing. I don't think he wouldn't. He doesn't do anything wrong, does he, Kev?
But we've signed that keeper though, Scott. I don't know if you've seen it. We've signed. I can't say his name. Marshman plays in Spain. Valencia, I think he's from. He's Georgian. He's Georgian keeper. And
they've all got dodgy names. The one plays for Napoli.
He's I think he's Georgian. Yeah, Marshman. I can't say his name anyway. But we've signed him, so it worries me slightly.
That pushes that.
It worries me slightly. Is Alisson looking at things and thinking maybe he's only got another year before he moves on? You know, so now I wish Keller, personally from my point of view, I'd like to have seen Keller looked at that and thought, you know, I'll stick around.
Van Dijk and Trent all leave in mind.
I don't think Alisson will be this summer. I don't think he'll be this summer. I really don't. But next summer, I think we're going to be having these worries. And maybe about Alisson, or maybe Alisson will just decide. But I also think with Alisson, I could see him being one of these people to go back to his home country, go back to Brazil, sign for a club out there, do that route, you know.
So you've got Keller going,
Gomez, Nunes, I think will go this summer.
Trent, obviously.
Trent. Jota is one that looks, because he's been off a boy recently, he's had a couple of injuries as well.
Like Wolves, before you bought him, he was on the bench of Wolves.
Wolves keep being linked with wanting him back. Other clubs are interested in him. Diaz, his name keeps being thrown about. Barcelona, his dad has been pumping. I think
he's in a bit of that. I thought he was brilliant when he first signed.
He's up and down, Diaz. Some games he has and he's absolutely superb. And he's so direct in our players and he causes problems. But then when he has a stinker,
he's a replaceable
player. He's not a Mane, is he? He's not a Mane out there, you know. It's not going to be a dent like losing a Mane, you know. So yeah, possibly Diaz. But I think definite, in answer to the question, will be Keller, Nunes, Gomez, Trent. I think Jota will go as well.
What do you think those 5 are?
Worryingly, there's a lot of rumours about Harvey Elliott going, and I don't want Harvey Elliott to go. I think he can still offer. Yeah. He's a talent. He is very. And when he plays, he does well.
It's absolutely great sub, and he
But that's
another really good.
But that's what it comes down to with
Elliott towards the end.
Has Elliott got ambitions to go and play week in, week out?
I can't see him play for Liverpool week in, week out.
But that's what I mean. Is that personally for him why maybe there's moves?
Is he going to be sat on the bench all this time?
He does love a club, mind. He's proper passion for the club, I will be honest.
What do you think, if those 5 you mentioned, then what do you think that brings in money-wise?
Tell you who else I think will go is to Tsimikas left back, because we linked with that Kirkes, but what player he is. I hope we sign him. He's quality, he is. Bournemouth, he's some player he is.
That's going to be 60, 70 mil, right?
40 apparently. They've said 40 which they've said is
40 for 159 million for mine.
Yeah, it's been
Liverpool, 42 million. Hello, how much? 120?
Yeah,
Deal?
it's
Sorry,
been-
guys. Bing.
It's been quoted as 40, which has been seen as a lot for a fullback apparently. But yeah, I think the Simmergas will go as well. I think we'll keep Robbo. Hopefully sign that Kirk as he comes in as a starting left back.
So what are those 5 going for then?
Nunes could go to Saudi and they'll still play. They'll still pay over the odds for him. They'll still pay over the odds, no matter what your thoughts are on Nunes.
What would you say? What would you say? Just what would you? Somebody come in. What do you think they're going to be paying for Nunes? What? 40, 50, 40? Would you get 50? Would you get 50 million for it?
I think you could get 60 from him from right place. I generally think you could get 60. Are we talking? Am I not allowed to mention Saudi? Am I?
Go on then. Okay. Do you think you'll get 60 million?
60. I think you get 60 plus from Saudi. I generally do. I think you 60 to 65 from Saudi.
Okay.
You could.
What about Keller?
20? 50, I'd say 15, 20. 20 probably is max.
Gomez.
15.
Galatasaray or something.
8.5 though, I asked coming to me. 8.5 to 10.
Under 10. I'd say 10.
Yeah, 8.5 to 10, I'd
Where
say.
else we go?
Jota.
How old is Jota?
Oh, what is he?
Because that's going to come into
Is
it.
he something like he's 29?
What are you going to say in 25 there?
Yeah, 25 you look, I think, for Jota.
So you're looking in 120 mil, say, for those 5 players.
But the problem we got is we really need a centre forward. We really need a centre forward that's going to score.
So basically, the only way it's going to happen is those 5 are going to go, and you're going to bring Isaac in.
But the problem we got is you go and spend that. Newcastle within their rights. He's under contract with the club. You know, if they qualify for Champions League, they within their rights to say
150.
we want 120 to 150 million for him.
Easy.
They within their rights. Right? They hold all the cards. It's not kidding ourselves. They hold the cards in that deal, right? So they could say,
and that's it then, mate.
And they can start to bid him more because we want him, Arsenal want him, Barcelona want him. They can start to bid him more, right? So they can sit there like this. They can sit there like us, 2 bottles of Stella, and just wait to see what happens, right? But what I'm saying is,
spend then if they spend 150 mil on him, are they going to spend any?
But
more?
This is what worries me, see, because FSG, the way they are.
We will not spend fair play rules, mind.
We will not spend 300 million, 250, 300 million on one window. We won't do it. FSG don't do things like that. So unless we made ridiculous amounts on selling players, you know. So the worry for me is if you're going to spend 120 million on Isaac,
that's your lot. And maybe another 20 million you're in there.
We're probably going to look then. You're probably going to think, right, are we going to sign that Kirkes? Are we going to pay 40 million for him?
I don't see that.
I don't think they would then. I personally pay it. Like that Frimpong, right, who's been linked possibly as coming in where Trent is a right back. He's more attacking, but he is playing right back for Bayer Leverkusen as more as a wing back. He's got a release clause of 35 million. They could look at that.
You're talking 200 million with all those 3 players.
This is what I'm saying. There's constant rumours about we're going to bring in another centre half. That guy from Palace, centre half, they're not going to send him cheap. You know, they're going to ask for what they want for him.
40, 50 million.
Exactly. So, you know, also as well, don't forget, if we let Nunes and Jota go and Diaz, imagine the 3 go. You can't just sign Isaac.
No.
You've got to sign another striker. You've got to sign another winger.
And you've got to be thinking about replacing Salah, mate. Because he's going to be going in a year's time.
I can't bring myself to even think or speak about it, Scott.
But I think,
yeah, we could go on all day, Scott, come here. But unfortunately, we haven't got more Stellas. I think we would go on otherwise, only if we have more Stellas. But we will bring, should we 4, 6, 4 is it next time?
Yeah, got him.
Yeah, we'll bring in 4. But hopefully everybody's enjoyed listening. So Scott, there's something we're going to be looking to do sort of weekly, maybe every other week.
Yeah.
And yeah, just please, where are we mainly going to be at, Scott? YouTube, TikTok?
TikTok, with the clips on TikTok, I think. Yeah. I think Instagram and Facebook, I don't think that's the place for it anymore.
No, it shows I'm getting old. I don't know where the party is anymore. No, you told me this morning the party's on TikTok now, so I'm missing it very much. But there we are.
All the YouTube things I watch now, I see on TikTok and then I go to YouTube. I do see bits on Insta, but no, TikTok and YouTube is where we'll be at, I think.
Very much so. Last thing I want to say, Scott, just before we go. And now you're going to believe us, and now you're going to believe us. Now you're going to believe us. They're going to win the league.